Now we want to add a sort icon to the currently sorted column. So in our table header component, this is where we're rendering a th. Right after rendering the name of the column, we want to add an icon. So here I'm going to add an expression and make a call to this .render sort icon. This is a new method we're going to create, and we're going to encapsulate all the logic for determining the icon in this method. So let's add that here, render sort icon. We set it to an arrow function that takes the current column we are rendering. Now, first we need to see if this column we're getting here is different from the current sort column. So if column.path does not equal this.props.sort column.path, we don't want to render any icons. So we return null. Otherwise, this column is sorted. So we need to render different icons depending on the sort order. So if this.props.sort column.order equals ascending, we should return an icon like this. An I element with a couple of classes, fa font awesome and fa-sort-ascending. Now, in case you're curious how I found these classes, just like before, I looked up the documentation for Font Awesome version 4.7. I found the sort icon I wanted, and here are the classes that we need. Now, back in the code, here we have repeated this.props.sort column. So let's use object destructuring to clean up this code. We want the sort column property of this.props. With this, we can simplify these expressions to sort column. Okay. And finally, if none of these conditions evaluate to true, that means this column is sorted in the descending order. So we return an icon with two classes, fa and fa-sort-descending. Okay. Now let's test the application. We have an error, cannot read property path of undefined. This error is coming from line 22. So column is undefined because here on line 36, where I called render sort icon, I forgot to pass the argument. So we need to pass the current column. Save the changes. So currently you can see our movies are sorted by their title. In an ascending order, let's click this column. That icon is changed. One more time, beautiful. Let's sort by a different column. Perfect. Now the only thing that is remaining here is making this table header look clickable. So here we can apply an inline style, or we can define a class that we can reuse in multiple places. So let's go to index.css. This is our main style sheet. Here we can define a reusable class, clickable, and set the cursor to pointer. Now, back in our table header, we apply this new class to our th. So class name should be clickable. Let's test the application one more time. So now you can see we have this hand icon, beautiful.